Hello everyone and welcome to Get to Know Hospitality Heroes, a video interview series where we get to know more about the professional and personal lives of some of the region's most important hospitality professionals. Today, I'm pleased to welcome Simeon Rosset, owner and head butler at Rosset Bespoke Butlers and Rosset Bespoke Butler School. Thank you for joining us today, Simeon.
Thank you very much for inviting me, James. Thank you.
Good. So Simeon started in the hospitality industry when he was 14 years old in a seaside hotel and has been a butler for almost 20 years. He actually started his career as a footman and worked his way up to head butler, where he has now served some of the world's most recognizable public figures. So we look forward to getting to know a little bit more about that.
So to get going today, we're going to ask a mixture of questions. I've got my two pots of questions here. We've got and fun questions. So are you ready to get going?
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to start with a question from the career pot.
Brilliant.
Okay. So first question is, what inspires you?
Oh, well, that's a really good one, actually. And I'll tell you what it is the incredible history in butlering. It's such a big sort of mantle to take on. When I started as a butler, I sort of trained under a butler who'd been there for 40 years, and he trained under another gentleman who was there for 50 years.
Wow.
And worked until he was about 80 years old. So we're talking about like nearly 100 years of uninterrupted service. And that really makes me think I really have to do well. I can't let the ball drop after 100 years of people doing this. I can't be the one that lowers the standard. So that really inspires me to keep going.
Not dropping the ball and wanting to carry on that legacy and that history there.
Exactly that, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll pick a question now from the fun pot here. Okay. So what song is on repeat for you right now?
Well, to me, anything rock is good with me. Okay. I would say that probably Foo Fighters, probably Everlong. I know you probably wouldn't expect that, seeing me here dressed in the waistcoat and stuff, but to be honest, yeah, anything rock is good with me. Love that track, Everlong, Foo Fighters. Actually had it at my wedding. It always cheers me up.
That's good. Is there any famous musicians that you would have served before that we'd know?
I've served quite a few. Probably I guess the most famous would probably be Bono.
Wow.
But also Luciano Pavarotti, Cliff Richard, Robin Williams, Kylie Minogue. Oh, there's been a lot. I can't even think of them all right now. There's been a lot.
Wow, amazing. Okay, I'll move on now to another career question. Okay, so what is the proudest moment of your career?
I can tell you what it was. Last year, I did a free butler school for underprivileged or underemployed people, because butler schools tend to be quite expensive. And I was realizing that meant some people just didn't get a chance to get the training, even though they'd be brilliant at it. So what I did was, with myself and some others that helped me by donating their houses and things like that, I brought in 10 people and we trained them up for a whole month. And to watch them go through the process from being unemployed without hopes through to actually becoming fully qualified butlers and then getting jobs afterwards, it was an incredible experience for me.
Wow, that's amazing. And how did you select the people that you took on the course?
Well, what we did is we got them to submit videos of themselves, just through social media, just keep it really easy for them. And they can explain to me what it would do for their lives if they got on that course. And really, I was trying to look at two things: the people that it would help the most, and the people who would actually genuinely do well and stood a chance of actually getting a career in the industry.
Yeah.
And one of the young gentlemen that was on the course, he'd had incredible troubles in his life. He'd been homeless, living on the streets. His father has been in prison. He'd been a gang member, all these other things. but he was trying to turn his life around. He'd had a child, trying to turn his life around. And I'm just so pleased that I could be part of him turning his life around.
Oh, it's incredible. Really inspiring. Incredible. Right, I'll pick another question now. So go from the fun pot this time. Which personality trait has got you in the most trouble?
Well, there's a few that have got me in trouble. My sort of quite cheeky sense of humour has got me in trouble a few times. But the real thing for me is I don't know when to let go. I will keep at something until I make it happen, regardless of how difficult it is or how much it works. I mean, sometimes I've been doing events and things like that, working with people, and they've literally been lying on the floor going, "We can't do it, we can't do it." And you know, it's like in the hospitality industry anyway. You know, you're always working 100% all the time, and I just have to keep on going. I just really can't let anything go.
Well, I guess that must be one of the kind of key skills of being in your line of work, is being able to just not take no for an answer and get what's needed for your client, right?
It's absolutely what they expect and what they employ you for. At the end of the day, they ask you crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. And you just have to sort it out. Like, they'll ask you things that you personally know nothing about, but you have to research it. You have to find out. I've been snorkeling to try and find like rare sea urchins for people to eat. I've been sort of hitchhiking across Sardinia when I got dropped off on the wrong side of the island and had to go and find find my clients on their yacht. A lot of really silly adventures, just things that happen to you, and it's just making sure you don't let them down. Just keep on working.
Yeah, of course. I guess, you're right. That is what they come to expect, I guess. Perfect. Okay, so I'll pick a question now from the career pot. And I guess this is on that topic. What does excellent guest service mean to you?
Right. That for me is really simple. It's just one word, and that's yes. So whatever they ask you, the answer is yes. Then you work out how to do it. It doesn't matter if they tell you they want to go to the moon. If they say, "Simeon, I want you to arrange for me to go to the moon," absolutely yes. And then I phone up NASA, and then I phone up Virgin Galactic and see what it will take to do that. But the answer is always yes. And you know, it's just a matter of never thinking that that'll do is good enough. Mm-hmm. You know, in my opinion, if you're doing a job and you think to yourself, "Oh, that'll do, that's good enough," then that's your sign to know that wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. Because if it's only just about good enough, it's not. So, you know, always do anything you can for the guests, and always do way more than they expect. If you do those two things, people are always going to say that person's customer service was incredible.
Yeah, over-delivering, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Right, I think we've got time for one more question. I'll give you a fun question to finish. Okay. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be and why?
Right, well, I'm going to typecast myself even more because I want to be Alfred from Batman.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. Come on.
Yeah, I know. It's predictable, isn't it? It really is. But to me, I mean, obviously I'm biased, but to me, Alfred's the guy behind the guy. He's the chap that makes it happen. And that's kind of what I love about being a butler. And to be a butler, to be a superhero, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. It was a toss-up between Alfred and Kato from the Green Hornet, but I don't know if I'd have been able to cope with the Green Hornet's general silliness. So Batman's the better one, I think.
Stick with Batman sidekick. Okay, so is that part of what attracts you to the job, or that you like about the job? Is the kind of you appreciate the fact that you're doing the groundwork and you're kind of doing maybe the dirty work behind the scenes?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, I find the challenge absolutely incredible, so fascinating. And for me to know that I've facilitated really important, great people being able to make great decisions and live their life really well, and that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, as a butler, you get such access to people that are, shall we say, so high in the food chain. We're talking about billionaires who own hundreds of companies, and they come and ask your opinion and your advice on stuff, even though they've got 1,000 people working for them. And there's definitely such an honor in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. Well, you've definitely opened my eyes and I've learned quite a bit today. So thank you very much for joining us, Simeon. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you at the next edition of the Hotel Show. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.